But let's get chatting then about an IPO. We're talking about Parag Milk Foods. We have with us today a bull as well as a bear on the outlook of that particular issue. Mayuresh Joshi of Angel Broking joins us. He in fact is pretty bullish on the issue, while we have Mr. S.P. Tulsian who joins us. In fact, he is pretty bearish on the issue. But let's start off with Mayuresh then, since he's the bull. Mayuresh, you believe that in fact this is a subscribe. Just a quick question though, I was going through your note, you're saying that margins should improve, but I was looking at competition, and for someone who has such high value added products, their margins are not even higher than some of their competitors.
Absolutely, Nigel. Yes, but again, I think if you look at products like ghee, cheese, the flavored milk product, the whey products, our own expectations is with the 9th-month performance so far, the numbers should be much better for Parag milk products over the next few fiscals. Having said that, our own sense is that the contribution from cheese should touch 28-odd%, 20-odd% from ghee, 28-odd%. We're looking at flavored milk increasing its share in the contribution pie as well. So 60% of this contribution should be from higher margin products. Now, milk is a capital-intensive business where the margins typically range between 8 to 10%. But the value-add products that Parag is getting into, and with the additional line that Parag is intending to do with the IPO, with expansion of the cheese facility from 40 MT to 60 MT, I think that will augur well, because cheese as generally is an under-penetrated market. If you look at the market share position, Amul has close to 44-45%. That's followed by Parag at 32-odd%, and then Britannia at 8 to 9%. So there is huge scope in terms of penetration of cheese and cheese products going forward, and that itself will have a huge saying in terms of how the margins will pan out. So yes, I think milk is a capital-intensive business which curtails margins to a large extent, but with the expectations of the other products like ghee, cheese, UHT as well as whey contributing 60%, my own take is the margin should show significant expansion for Parag.
Okay, so Mayuresh believes that increasing contribution from high margin branded products will help in improving margins. But Mr. Tulsian, you're not convinced at the current market, at the issue price or band of 220 to 227, you would recommend investors to avoid this particular issue? Why is that?
See, Rima, if I'll come little later on the product portfolio or maybe the profit performance of the company, first let's have a comparative analysis. You have 3 listed stocks available, and this one is going to get listed. I'm talking of the significant player. If you really go by the 2 significant player, Heritage and Quality, if I just give the top line, the 9 months top line of Heritage was 1750 crore, Quality 4300 crore, Prabhat, which got recently listed, 860 crore, and Parag 1230 crores. That means Parag will be third after Heritage and Quality. And if I just simply give you the P multiple based on the earnings, which is expected considering the 9 months results, the shares are of Heritage is ruling at a P multiple of 23, Quality is ruling at a P multiple of 17, Prabhat is ruling at a P multiple of 33, while Parag is offered at a P multiple of 33. Now, if you just go into the background, all these milk producers, if you take the case of Prabhat also, they are fighting to have the P multiple as given to the established FMCG players of 33. Can you imagine if you are offering the shares at a P multiple of 33 in the primary market, there is unwritten rule that you need to leave 15 to 20% on the table for the prospective investor. That means, are you expecting a P multiple of 40 on listing? I have my doubts. Now come on this size, because in this market, in the milk business, I'll come little later on the cheese and ghee, which is seeing the stiff competition coming from the stronger players. Now, if you see the milk business, this is pure commodity, and producers never have the pricing power, because if you have to source the milk, you have to source the milk, and the milkman, which is all supplying, they don't have a fixed contract, they don't have this one, while you can't keep on fluctuating or changing the prices of your selling this one. So come on that, even on the EV to EBITDA, first come on the margin fronts. Even margin fronts are all seen quite low for these companies. 11% margin for Quality, 5.3% for Heritage. So what my point is that the size and valuation itself is seen quite expensive. Come on EV to EBITDA. it is offered at a EV to EBITDA of 13 times. I don't need to give you EV to EBITDA again of all these companies which are all listed players, but that P multiple is sufficient to say that 17 and 23, for quality and heritage is enough. Now come on the pricing, come on the competition. Now cheese is seeing a stiff competition from Britannia. If you see the Britannia, they have tied up, in a big way with the dairy like at Baramati Dynamics, or maybe with so many other players on a regional player. If you have the distribution outlets available with you, it is very easy for any national player to catch the market share or to increase their market share, which is now seen in the single digit. Come on the ghee, again ghee is facing lot of competition. If I just talk of the western region, we have not seen the Patanjali ghee catching up, but if you see the Dynamics cow ghee, that is giving a stiff competition. So I don't think, but anyway, apart from the growth having posted by the company, purely if you take the valuation parameter, which I have said, and now see what has happened with the IPO of Prabhat. First, they came with a very stiff pricing. The initial offer price or the band was at between 140 to 147. They slashed that price band to 115 to 126. Book discovered at 115. They offered 5 rupees discount to the retail investor, and even after 6 months, we are not seeing the investors having made any money. Even not the retail investors, those who have been given the retail discounting. And pure reason for that is the stiff pricing, because you are not leaving anything on table. You just cannot price your such mid cap companies with a P multiple of 30 plus or maybe 32 and 33 on a primary market level.
Right. Mr. Tulsian, just a quick question to you. You were talking about quality. Valuation wise, it appears the cheapest. Would you advise investors who want to get into this space to go in for quality? Just very quickly.
See, Nigel, if you just take a call, actually, let me just add the point here. Yes, on the valuation parameter, quality looks cheapest at 17 P multiple, but my preference will be more for heritage, because the kind of heritage is a Chandrababu Naidu promoted company, and the kind of reorganization they have all been going on. They have been closing their retail outlets into the marketing and all those things, and they are expanding in all the southern regions and all the states. So maybe on a valuation parameter, heritage looks expensive, but I will prefer to go with heritage followed by quality.
Okay, gentlemen, we'll have to leave it at that. So that is the bull and bear case laid out in front of you. Now it's up to you to decide whether you want to invest in Parag Milk Foods. By the way, the Bank Nifty has given up all its gains. The Bank Nifty is now dipped into the red.